I'm honored to be here today to represent not only the University of Memphis, but the many universities and educational institutions that have benefited from the vision and leadership of Fred Smith. I was fortunate enough to first meet Fred in 1995 over lunch while I was an assistant professor of IT at the University of Arkansas. During that lunch, he said something that has stuck with me to today. Federal Express is not a logistics company, it is an information company. Now remember, this was 1995. The internet was just getting started. The iPhone was not yet here. The free exchange of information at everyone's fingertips was years away. Yet Fred saw well into the future. Who would have imagined that nearly 30 years after our first interaction, I would have the privilege to regularly talk with him? You know, it was the way Fred would communicate with me, and I'm assuming it was similar with others, is he would send me a text, and he'd say, "Bill, are you free for a brief call?" Like I wouldn't be free for a brief call from Fred. But that was the way he reached out. And on several occasions when we talked, you know, it was always about a project, not always, mostly about a project. And knowing that I was going to talk to him about these projects, I would spend time and I would think through, and I believed to have a novel or thoughtful approach, only to find out that Fred was about 2 steps ahead of me based on what I was thinking at the time. It was amazing. Now, those phone conversations that I had were usually to the point and brief, unless we started talking about sports. And, you know, as much as I appreciated his advice on the plays we should have ran to stop the Navy quarterback from putting up 400 yards, I did have to often remind him that I had a university to run and I needed to get back to work. As you know, Fred was our institution's greatest and most impactful supporter of our athletics programs and initiatives. Just drive down to Simmons Bank Liberty Stadium and you'll see an ongoing stadium renovation of more than $220 million. It's not happening without Fred and the Smith family. As many of you know, we recently made a push to get into Big 12. And what you may not know, and please don't tell anyone, is that Fred, probably not surprising to many of you, was consistently working behind the scenes to assist with those efforts, including making phone calls and writing letters the day before he died. He brought his exceptional ability as a visionary into his passion for education. For him, higher education was about possibility, not prestige. He created possibility through the FedEx Institute of Technology on our campus, which serves as a hub of innovation and cutting-edge technologies, and has helped transform our university into one of the leading research institutions in the country. What you may not know is that Fred initiated the formation of that institute after a prospective employee from Silicon Valley turned down a job at FedEx because they believed there was no culture of innovation in Memphis. He made sure that could not happen again with the creation of the Innovation Hub on our campus. Fred helped create educational opportunities throughout the U.S., consistently investing in education for more than 50 years, as he believed that knowledge was the foundation of a strong community. That started with his employees, as evidenced by FedEx's long-standing tuition reimbursement programs. We see an example of this at our institution with the FedEx Learning Inspired by FedEx Life program, offering a path to tuition-free degrees. Many universities and education hubs across the country would not be what they are today if not for Fred Smith. Because of Fred's vision and commitment, generations of future leaders will rise. Thinkers, builders, teachers, all carrying forward his legacy of service and excellence. Thank you.